Joyce?
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you, Liz, for all of the work that you have done. And when we think about obstacles,
Yes.
I just can't imagine what it was like in this city of Columbus to be the first African-American female on the radio. So thank you for your voice, what you did early in your career. And Priscilla and I were just talking at the table about the number of women with cancer and how you also led that charge very, very early on. We remember coming to all of those wonderful events. So I wanted to share my time to thank you and both my good friends, Terry and Priscilla, who are here sharing their story. Because isn't that what sister empowerment is all about?
Yes.
And to those three sisters, now come on, let's give it up. Everyone in this room could have a story to tell. So let me take the liberty of saying we are not unique. We happen to just be sitting here. And we could certainly trade places with you, whether it is the obstacle of a healthcare issue. And that's what I think of when I think of my life and the greatest obstacle that I've had. And that was healthcare, and then the challenges of being a black woman and being a leader in this wonderful world that we live in. I'm proud to say that I am a stroke survivor. And that it was, yes, and you can do that. There was a time when doctors said I would probably never walk or talk again. And so I am here after being hospitalized for months and hearing those words that I thought were magical. When the doctor said to my husband, she's going to be released. Well, now come on, we're intelligent. Release means go home when you're in the hospital. I should have known something was wrong when they didn't take me out of bed and they just started wheeling me in the bed. Yeah. I was released from the hospital and over the bridge at Grant Hospital into the stroke center, which at that time was my biggest obstacle because I didn't want to go there. But someone bigger than me realized that there was a plan for me. And to get to the next obstacle, you had to get over the first hurdle. And I had to get out of the bed to jump over that hurdle. So for months, my new home was the stroke center. And there I was housed with 15 other individuals who had suffered a stroke. And sometimes you learn that there's always something out there that's worse than what you're facing. And thank God for where you are at that time. So for me, you should always have a resolve when you tell people what your problem or your obstacle was. So for me, the resolve was my faith, my family, and my future. So I decided then that I should not complain, because there was always somebody who had something greater than what I had. So I decided if I had to have a 5 a.m. therapy for my 4 therapies that I had to have, that I would do each of them 5 times to prove a point. And then I added humor. Faith and humor can take you a long way with any obstacle. I had that typical stroke droop. So I drew my lipstick around my face and out like this. Now my mother did not find that funny. But it got me through the day of making other people comfortable when they came to see me. And the last story I'll tell you, because to the women in the audience, I think you will like this. So one day, the doctor walks in and he has something on his hands that looks like mittens. And he has this band like they put on us if they ask you if you're in those pregnancy days and you get an x-ray and they cover you up. So I had the peace of mind to say, is this going to hurt? It was a new shock therapy. And so he marked my face up on the left side and said, if we can get some elasticity in it, it will bring everything back into proper form. The first time he did it, tears just popped out of my eyes. It was so painful. I said, I can't do this. And I said, plus there must be some side effects. Look at you. And I said, I had all this garb on and I didn't have just wrapped in a chair. And so so I said, are there any side effects for me? And he said yes. He said, other than the pain that it's going to be, it tends to take the lines and wrinkles out of your face. You know what I said. When you finish this thing, can you move up? And I tell that story because here I stand in 2-inch heels, and certainly I'm still talking. And so what I say to you, it is faith. And it is believing in yourself, and it is a support system like the sisters have with family. And lastly, it is leadership was my greatest obstacle. When I watched young Nikki dance, I thought of what Catherine Durham, the great dancer, said once. She said, when I leave here, I would like she tried on my tombstone. But then she must have thought about it as good sisters do. And then she said, no, let me change that. I wanted to say, I did. And so that was the obstacle that I had to do. Understanding, as most of us do, and especially as women and women of color, we always try hard. Whether it's rearing our children, whether it's maintaining our home or succeeding in the workplace, we try. You will never find a black woman that does not try. Come on. And so my obstacle was, how do I go from trying to be able to sit here and say, I did? I'll let you find out more during the questions because I'm sitting here as your U.S. Congresswoman. So I did.